Welcome back. Now that we have graphed multiple points on our coordinate graph, you can see this is our A, our B, and our C. Let's talk about where those points actually live on the coordinate plane. This is where the 4 quadrants are going to come in. When the x-axis, which is the horizontal axis, and the y-axis, which is the vertical axis, meet, where they intersect, they divide this graph into 4 separate sections, and each section is called a quadrant. So I'm going to start labeling them now. Each of these quadrants are labeled using a Roman numeral. One good thing to remember is that they are labeled counterclockwise. So we have quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. Let's look at quadrant 1, which is our top right. In quadrant 1, we have an x being positive, and we also have a y being positive. So you could have a point such as 3, 2 here. Both of those would be positive. Let's look at quadrant 2, which is the top left. In quadrant 2, your x is negative, but your y is positive. A point like -2, 4 would go in here. Now let's look at quadrant 3. Our x is negative and our y is negative. So a point like -4, -1 would go here. And now let's look at quadrant 4, which is the bottom right. We have our x being positive and our y being negative. A point like 3, -2 would go here. The reason that we need to know these quadrants and where these points actually live is because when we start to talk about slope, we'll see how lines actually move through these different quadrants, which will help us know if our lines have a positive slope or a negative slope.